When I first decided I was going off-grid, I thought the hardest part would be building my home and setting up the systems. I was wrong. The hardest part, and the most important one, was finding the right piece of land. I started with one question: what do I really want out of this life? For me, it wasn't just about saving money or getting away from the noise. I wanted to be self-sufficient. That meant my land had to give me three things: power, water, and food potential, without relying on the city grid. The sun and weather. I'm an engineer, so I started with the sun. Solar panels are my main energy source, so I studied the sunlight hours for every location I considered. I wanted a spot with clear southern exposure and minimal shade from trees or mountains. I also looked at seasonal weather patterns. Too many cloudy days or heavy snow and your solar production takes a hit. This one factor alone eliminated about half the properties I looked at. Water access. Next was water. Without a reliable source, you don't have a homestead. You have a campsite. I looked for properties with an existing well, a natural spring, or enough roof area and rainfall for a catchment system. I also checked state and county laws. In some areas, collecting rainwater is actually restricted or requires permits. That's the kind of surprise you don't want after you've already bought the land. Soil and terrain. Then came the dirt. I'm not a farmer, but I wanted the option to grow my own food. Good soil saves you years of amending and hauling in topsoil. I also checked the slope of the land. Too steep and you'll have drainage problems, too flat, and you might get flooding. I walked every property after heavy rain to see where water pooled. That's the kind of detail that photos online will never show you. Accessibility and resources. Going off-grid doesn't mean going off-map. I still needed to be able to reach town for supplies and medical needs. I looked for land within a reasonable drive of a hardware store and a hospital, but far enough from major roads that I could enjoy the peace and quiet. Regulations and zoning. This is the part most people skip, and it's why they end up frustrated. Some counties won't let you build without connecting to the grid. Others have strict building codes that make alternative structures a nightmare. I spent hours reading county zoning laws and even called the planning departments. If they were vague or unhelpful, I took that as a red flag. My personal checklist. In the end, here's the checklist I used before I bought my land. Year-round sunlight on a clear southern face. Reliable legal water source. Good soil and drainage. Reasonable access to town. Off-grid friendly county laws. I found my place after 6 months of searching. And because I put in the work up front, I haven't regretted it for a second. Okay, so before you buy your off-grid property, slow down. Do the research, walk the land in person. Because once you've got the right spot, everything else becomes a whole lot easier. In the next video, I'll walk you through the details of how I set up my solar panels and power bank.